My name is Robert Kevork with Bell Business Markets. Bell and Limelight Networks have been working together now for about 4 years on a managed CDN service that we launched formally in 2009. We are Limelight's exclusive partner in Canada, and since we launched the service, we've been delivering CDN services and value-added services to a wide array of customers, both in the media sector and other traditional enterprise, as well as using CDN for our own internal use as well. I'm going to spend a few minutes talking about our experience entering the CDN market. Then I'm going to turn it over to Simon Drinkwater of Limelight, who will be talking about managed CDN and in comparison to other offers in the market today. When we started at Bell to look at CDN a few years back, we were looking at it from two fronts. Certainly from a cost reduction perspective, and helping to manage our internal cost and with increasing traffic over our networks and having better controlling the traffic that's traversing over our infrastructure, but also certainly to drive additional revenue for Bell. We looked at certainly the media sector where there was more and more bandwidth, more traffic going over the internet, and we needed to move quickly in order to be able to be part of that business. But we also saw a great opportunity for us to play a role. You'll drive. We saw a good opportunity to play a role for traditional enterprise. We often are helping customers today in a wide variety of areas, from hosting services, network services, and web content delivery, web content development services. So what we want to do essentially is use CDN as a complementary set of offers in order to be able to deliver a full end-to-end set of capabilities to our end customers. Next slide. So when we're looking at this from many different perspectives and determining how we want to approach the market, and so we looked at it from different considerations. First of all, it was competitive advantage. There were many players in CDN at the time in 2008, 2009, and we needed to be able to compete effectively in that market, whether it was going to differentiate ourselves from technology perspective, the mix of products and services, price, or what have you. But we were be competing against pure play CDN, so we'd been in the business for quite a long time. So we had to be as good or better than the competition. And we had to understand how we were going to achieve that in a very short time frame. And we had to clearly articulate Bell's value. We are traditionally in the telecom network business. We provide integrated service offers, and we really value and message we communicate to our customers is the quality of the network and the quality of the services we provide over our network. So whatever we did, we had to articulate that value and reflect that value. From a technology and infrastructure perspective, we needed to have a solid delivery capacity in Canada. Our customer base is the Canadian market, and companies and organizations based in Canada, and who deliver largely in Canada, but we also needed to be able to scale for the largest enterprises that work on an international level. That means we needed to have global reach, we needed to have the peering capacity globally, and the capacity and scalability that our largest customers demanded. With our Canadian footprint, it was something certainly we could not do on our own. From a performance perspective, we have a very strong expectations from our customers with respect to the quality of services we provide on our networks, and that will have to be reflected on what we provide from a CDN service as well. Our customers will expect no less from any service that we offer, whether we offer it directly from Bell or through our partners. And to do all this, we had to develop and very quickly or obtain quickly the expertise we needed to not only to put up the CDN service, but to operate, maintain, and support it on a long-term basis. We had to be able to continually develop and evolve the solutions that we're offering in order to be competitive in the market. And then at the end of the day, we had to be able to effectively sell and market its services. CDN was new for Bell. We had dabbled in it to a certain extent from a resale perspective in the past, but we never really managed a CDN service on our own. So we really had to consider how we were going to achieve that in the time frames that we're looking for. And time to market for us was very critical. It was important that we get to market quickly. Our competitors were already there in many cases, and our Canadian customers were already starting to look at CDN very seriously. And it had been slow moving until then. We could have looked at a pure sort of resale relationship where we would just take existing CDN product and resell it to our base. But we did not see that as really something we wanted to do. We didn't want to be just a reseller. We wanted to add value and drive value. Although resale would have been a low-cost approach, It was not be the way we wanted to pursue the business. We wanted to essentially have a service offering that was strategic to our company and also would drive tremendous growth and value for our customers. And we had to be competitive. In order to be competitive, we had to be flexible. It was one thing to say to build up a CDN infrastructure and put it in place, but it's another thing to be able to evolve and grow that business and to adapt to growing and changing market needs. We've seen how the market's changed over the last few years. It's been incredible. And if we had simply gone to a straight build it your own or license model or what have you, I don't think we'd be in the position we are today in the market. And of course, all this is an economics perspective as well, how we were going to manage our economic base for our services, how we were going to not only manage the one-time costs, but also looking at how we're going to maintain, manage, and support that on an ongoing basis and manage all the costs, both internally and externally, to sell, support, and operate a CDN. And then have that line up with our revenue projections as well. The CDN service we ultimately launched in partnership with Limelight was designed to meet all these criteria. We built up an infrastructure in Canada to help respond to Canadian customers' needs in a managed CDN model. We are directly integrated to the Limelight Networks global capacity and global caching services so that we are able to deliver to our international audiences as well. And in doing so, we built up a set of services that essentially meet not only our internal needs, but also the needs of our customers. And I'll go into that a little bit more. Next slide, please. The partnership that we put in place with Limelight is really that. It really is a partnership. And it is a very important lesson learned for anybody who's going into this business. It's not a question of a reseller to a customer relationship. We work together for joint success. And it is that sort of ideology and the fact that how we sort of fit together that made our success in the market today. And it comes in a number of ways. We have access to technology and the resources of Limelight at all times. We're able to respond to the most demanding needs of our customers, which we would not be able to do had we just gone to a simple building a CDN and caching and delivering approach. That would not have happened. We have the ability and access to deliver a number of new products and services over time. And we can do this very quickly. And one of the important considerations here, especially for our market, and Canada is 1/10 the size of the U.S. The economies of scale are not the same. We cannot simply take a product that Limelight may have developed and turn it into our customer base and resell it. We tailor and package our services based on the needs of our market. And with Limelight's help, we move them forward in a way that attracts the attention of our customers and delivers to our customers exactly what they need. Since we launched a service a few years ago, we've introduced new services, new value-added services every year, whether it's web acceleration, video platform services, mobile video streaming, or what have you. Today, about half of our business goes to value-added services over and above pure content delivery. This is an important element, is that we would not be able to drive market success and growth had we not been able to pursue this avenue. This year, and we've been able to also tap into, this year, but generally over the time, we've been tapping this as well to Limelight's experience in delivering CDN on a global basis. We use Limelight's expertise in sales and marketing and combine with our knowledge of our market, our knowledge of our base and our customers, and together we positioned our products and services in a way that is attractive to our customers and are getting recognition, very high recognition in our market. We've had a lot of success of late. This year is going to be a tremendous year for us already, and we're looking forward to a lot more. I'll pass it over to Simon now. We'll talk a little bit more about Limelight and Managed-CDN.
By way of introduction, my name's Simon Drinkwater. I'm Director of Strategic Alliances for Limelight Networks. I manage a number of relationships with carriers where we're assisting them to build out their CDN strategy, their go-to-market proposition for what we term to be core CDN and our value-added services. So with that, I think it would be worth just reminding ourselves of some of the options that are available today. We see off-the-shelf solutions, licensed solutions, great, from great businesses that offer very viable solutions to be able to create, a CDN or part of a CDN strategy. The question that we began to ask ourselves approximately 3 or 4 years ago was, does that really define us as a business, because we're a network too? Did that really define us as a value-added service provider? So we pretty quickly came to the conclusion that CDN is in fact Transit 2.0, and that, you know, it's a transformation from becoming a dumb pipe to a slightly better informed pipe, but it doesn't necessarily take you right the way up the stack to become a value or a valuable partner and value-added service provider. So what I want to do is talk about some of the challenges that we've seen in terms of our market engagement and why we had to change our strategy to move significantly further up the stack. So if we look at the challenges that exist within the digital world today, and let's talk about one specific individual within an organization, which is the CMO, the marketing director. His role has changed significantly, probably over the last 18 months to 2 years, when he would have been compensated on brand awareness. Today he's compensated on lead generation, and revenue owners are compensated on revenue. So the ability for those guys to influence the solutions that they use as part of that activity have changed significantly. And we've started to see that IT departments who were traditionally our customer are now their customer too. So IT departments are reacting to the recommendations of revenue owners and marketeers in terms of the solutions that they provide to their customer base. So the options that are available to these guys is they'll work with the IT department to build on-prem content management solutions, or they will manage relationships through design and build web creative agencies for, you know, some cloud-based solutions for content management. But either way, they're one step removed from the process in terms of that workflow. So one of the aspects that we looked at was, how do we begin to hand over control of that content workflow to that particular revenue owner? And then if you look at all of the other aspects, you know, of course IT departments can put together some form of service-orientated architecture that they can integrate themselves. They can push it out to a systems integrator like Siemens, who will pull all of this together for them. But increasingly, we're seeing those systems integrators come to us to look for an integrated suite of products that can answer a number of these different touch points. So if you look at the complexity of that particular workflow, not only from the creation perspective, but in order to manage that content through, again, on-prem, content management solutions through that are developed by digital media agencies, delivery of that content, customer engagement, and then monetization and optimization. There are a number of different solutions that you could look at, and that IT department could pull all of those together. So what we looked at was, how do we put ourselves right at the heart of the experience of our customer's customer? And we looked at a number of solutions that we've either acquired and integrated, developed internally, that will address each one of those particular areas. So we now offer solutions for content management. We offer solutions for video publishing workflow, for core delivery, for web analytics, advertising, and reach through various different mobile devices. So, you know, we radically shifted the way that we sell to our customer base, and we took a lot of those conversations out of the IT department into the revenue owner's office. And typically that meant that we had a differentiated offering. There was less competition in the room. We managed to increase the value of our sales significantly when we attach value-added services with bigger deal values and better margins. So by moving significantly further up the value stack, we've managed to significantly differentiate our offering and improve our margin status. So if you look at how each one of those particular, what we call four core or four solutions sets exist, we have total content management, which is web publishing, web content management and video publishing platforms. We have website acceleration products, both at a network layer and a presentation layer. We have cloud storage solutions, and we have content delivery solutions. All of those sit within a massively scaled global computing platform. So we're the 7th biggest network on the planet today. We have in excess of 8 terabits per second of egress capacity with 32 POPs across the globe. So if you look at that, you know, with those 100,000 instances of EC2 capacity at the edge, we have the ability to be able to create white label instances of all of that. So we productized our white label offering and launched that in February. It's called Limelight Deploy. And Limelight Deploy is not just a white labeling of our core layer, it's a white labeling of everything that we do. So our video platform, our content publishing platform, our cloud storage. So for instance, if we have a partner such as Bell, and Bell are looking at pushing their content out across our cloud storage platform, they're looking at 32 Bell POPs, not 32 Limelight POPs. So when we say we white label our network, we white label the entire network. And then, most importantly, we back up our partners with knowledge transferal. So we went through, I guess, what was a fairly painful process where we had to re-educate our own sales force in terms of how they sell, how they engage with revenue owners to be able to sell value. Not everybody made it. We went through a period where we had an increase in attrition, but that's now abated, and we think we've got a much more sophisticated sales force that is able to sell those valuable products into our customer base. We are going through exactly the same process with all of our partners. So we have a rich partner program that enables knowledge transferal. We've got 220 hours of rich video content that sits within our partner portal. You know, with our larger partners such as Bell, we have an embedded account team that can assist them with those deals. And on that, I shall pass over to John.